My name is Alese Albers. I am 18 years old. I live in Germany with my parents in a luxurious ancient mansion. One morning, I sat alone at the large dining table, which was filled with exquisite food. "Give me some watermelon juice. I don't want orange juice today." "Yes, my lady." Shortly thereafter, she brought me a glass of fresh fruit juice. "What is this? I need watermelon juice, and you gave me strawberry?" I picked up the glass of strawberry juice, gently raised it in front of the servant, and dropped it. The glass shattered on the floor. The servant was startled and rushed off to make a new glass of watermelon juice. Another servant hurried to clean the floor. A while later, it was time for my piano practice. I rested my feet on the table and leaned back against the sofa while admiring my soft hands. "I'm not in the mood, so let's cancel class today."
Can you try practicing for at least 30 minutes? You haven't practiced for a whole week.
Who said I did not practice? I did last night, don't you know? I said cancel, and I mean it. The teacher couldn't say anything more and left immediately. During the weekdays, my parents were often away on business trips, sometimes for an entire month. In their absence, I was left in the care of a stern housekeeper and 20 maids. There were also 10 female bodyguards who always followed me around. It was a Sunday, so my family had time to have dinner together.
Let's attend a Shen Yun performance next Sunday night. They are touring in Germany next week.
What is Shen Yun? Why haven't I heard about it?
Shen Yun is an American performing arts company. A friend of mine highly praised it. I've already seen their trailer, and it's nothing short of spectacular.
I'd rather not go. You two can go without me.
Alese, you're 18 now. You'd better pay attention to your manners. Honey, we need to find a tutor to teach her traditional etiquette.
I don't want to learn anything. I ran back to my room, slammed the door, and locked it up. The next day, I called on the servant to bring me a stunning gown, because I was to attend a man's 25th birthday party. He's barely back, my crush for the past 2 years. I confessed my feelings to him, but he rejected me and remained indifferent to me, even as others lauded my beauty and grace. A moment later, the servant quickly brought me a lavish dress. I picked up the exquisite garment, admiring its craftsmanship. "Look at this. A wrinkle? Who on earth would wear it?"
My apologies, miss. Allow me to smooth it out immediately.
"I have only 5 minutes left. If I'm late, what kind of punishment do you suggest?" The servant was terrified. Her face turned pale and frozen in shock, unable to utter a word. Infuriated, I snatched the dress, threw it in her face, and stormed upstairs. Ouch! My foot slipped, and my head hit the step. As I tumbled down the stairs, a dizzying spiral enveloping my senses. Nausea overwhelmed me as the world spun into a vibrant vortex, drawing me into its depths. Abruptly, I found myself standing in an unfamiliar scene. People around me were in a frenzy, running in chaos. They didn't look German. They looked like Asians, and I started to panic. I grabbed an old lady's hands and asked, "Where am I? Why is everyone in chaos?"
Run! Don't just stand there!
Before I could process her words, the old lady fled. Suddenly, someone grabbed my hand.
Quickly, run, my child. The bandits are raiding the village.
The woman grabbed my hand and ran as fast as she could. I followed closely behind. We kept on running like that for what seemed like an eternity. The sun began to set, and we ventured deep into the forest. Then I stumbled and fell. Ouch! It hurts! My legs hurt so badly!
It's okay. Keep going, dear. They're catching up.
After running for a while longer, the woman said,
Thank goodness. There's a house over there. Let's see if anyone's home. Is anyone home? Is anyone home?
No one answered, so the woman pushed the door open and walked in. The man standing next to her said,
No one is here now. We should take refuge here.
I guess the man was her husband. They also had 2 sons, but why do they keep calling me their daughter? I asked the woman, Who are you? What do you call me your daughter?
You fell and injured your head, so you don't remember anything, right? That's fine. This has happened to you before. You'll regain your memory tomorrow.
Where are you from? Why are we fleeing?
It's your temporary memory loss again. We're Chinese. Every 3 years or so, bandits come down from the mountains to rob people and kidnap pretty girls like you.
Glancing down, I noticed my attire. What was I wearing? It looked like traditional Chinese clothing from the feudal era. Could I have traveled to another dimension? I was exhausted, hungry, and thirsty. The woman handed me a bag.
Eat some pig feed to ease your hunger.
Pig feed? What's that?
It's food for pigs. Lucky for us, I grabbed this bag from our house.
I couldn't believe my ears. How could people eat pig food? I didn't dare to eat it. The woman then offered me a leather pouch.
Drink some water to quench your thirst.
Desperately thirsty, I grabbed it and drank immediately. It stinks. What kind of water is this?
This water must have gone bad. I found it in the yard and brought it in.
Pig feed is better than starvation. The officials have become corrupted, plus the bandits, so life has been very difficult, my dear.
I looked at them with a mix of pity and fear. I was scared of this horrible situation. How could I return to my mansion now? Exhaustion claimed us, and they slumbered on the floor while I sat awake, yearning for home. Then, in the dead of night, a thunderous banging jolted us awake.
It's probably the bandits. They always hunt at night.
The woman quickly told me to hide in a large pile of firewood in the house. She covered me with wood and some tattered fabric. The foul odor and dirt were nearly unbearable. I tried to lay motionless, my breathing shallow. The husband opened the door and said,
What's the matter, sirs?
Got any daughters? Our boss is seeking more concubines. Ha ha ha.
No, we are just an old couple with 2 young sons.
As I looked around the house, I held my breath, sweating. I didn't dare to move and just hoped they would leave quickly. Suddenly, one bandit said,
Boss, check out this woodpile.
Upon hearing that, my heart sank. That was it. I was doomed this time. Dear God, please save me. They came closer. Each of their steps echoed with my heartbeat.
Good job. You want to burn this house down with all this wood? Ha ha ha.
No, it's something else. Look, boss.
What's that?
This
I closed my eyes, tears slowly streaming down my face.
lantern, boss. Look, it's a valuable antique.
Right. That's very sharp of you. This raid didn't go fruitless. Ha ha ha.
Before departing, they ignited the torn clothes atop the wood pile. Smoke began to billow. I couldn't take it anymore. God, please save me. One bandit turned back and said before leaving,
What a splendid night. All right, let's burn this house down.
As soon as they left, everyone hurried to pull me out. I burst into tears. I can't take it anymore. I want to go home. Suddenly, the bad guys returned, and I was taken away. Bodyguards, where are you? Save me! The couple cried and begged, but to no avail. They covered my head with a cloth, tied my hands behind my back, and took me on a horse-drawn carriage. By dawn, I was taken to a house on the mountain.
Boss, we just caught this girl. Do you like her?
Remove the cloth.
The bandit removed the cloth. In front of me was a wooden room entirely lit with candlelight. There's a fat, 50-year-old man who approached me with a furious expression.
She's so beautiful. Good job, everyone.
Thank you, boss.
He gently stroked my face with his hand and said,
You are so beautiful. I am so lucky to have you as my 10th concubine. Ha ha ha.
Never! Let me go! Let me go!
Shut up. You will have no choice once you're in my hands.
You a bastard! Let me go! Let me go!
Lads, lock her in the room for me.
Let me go, you bastards! I'll call the police. I was imprisoned in a small, stinky room. There was nothing in the room except an oil lamp. I sat huddled in a corner and cried. After crying for a while, I thought about my family. I thought about my parents and the servants who took care of me every day. I missed them so much. I felt regretful and blamed myself for treating them so badly. Then I knelt down, clasped my hands, closed my eyes, and prayed to God. Dear God, I admit my mistakes. It was my fault. I showed respect to my teacher, to my parents, and I looked down on the servants and the bodyguards. I failed to appreciate the blessing you have given me. Please grant me an opportunity to make amends. I promise not to repeat these mistakes. Suddenly, a divine being dressed in a large white robe with large white wings, pale complexion, a prominent nose appeared before me. He radiated a brilliant halo and stood towering in front of me. He looked at me and smiled peacefully. Such a bright white energy enveloped my entire body, and my mind became inexplicably calm. As I knelt down and was about to say something, a sudden dizziness overcame me. The scene around me gradually turned blurry until I lost my consciousness. Then I heard someone whispering in my ear.
Alese, honey, Mom and Dad are here. You're going to be okay.
When I opened my eyes, I saw my parents and the doctor standing by my side. Mom, are we at home? Is this for real?
Yes, it is, sweetheart.
I burst into tears. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. Mom hugged me and gently stroked my hair. The doctor reassured us that my wound was fine and that I just needed a few days of rest. I spent a night in another dimension, but only an hour had passed here.
Alese, we're so sorry. We're going to skip the art performance this weekend. Where would you like to go instead?
Can we go see that art troupe you mentioned before, Dad? I forgot the name.
Shenyun Performing Arts. Here, why don't you watch their introduction video and see what you think?
The highest art is beautiful, breathtaking, timeless, and moving. Experience art with 5,000 years of history, inspired by the divine. Experience Shenyun.
It looks amazing, Dad. But really, I just want to spend time with our family. Dad hugged me and kissed my forehead. Mom stood beside us, smiling through her tears. On Sunday night, I dressed up and went to the theater on Potsdamer Platz with my parents to see the Shenyun show. As I entered the theater, a wave of energy washed over me, leaving me feeling exceptionally peaceful and comfortable. Later, during the performance, I witnessed a scene where numerous gods and Buddhas descended from the sky onto the stage. Leading them was a god seated in a chariot, draped in a large white robe with pale skin, a high-nose bridge, and curly blue hair, radiating a brilliant halo. He appeared magnificently before me and looked at me with a gentle smile, the same God I had seen during my journey to the past. How could this be so magical and coincidental? I was astounded and could hardly believe my eyes. The dance performance, accompanied by symphonic background music, transported me to a beautiful, familiar place. My entire body felt light, utterly relaxed, and incredibly peaceful. Wow! Their performance was impressive. I've never seen such a magnificent and stunning performance before. Turning to my mother, I saw tears streaming down her cheeks. I understood her emotions. Now I know why my dad was so eager for us to see this. Why had my father's friends spoken so highly of the show? It truly is an extraordinarily precious and valuable experience. After the show ended, my father waved to a close friend seated in the row ahead of us. That's when I noticed Bella was there too, the guy I secretly have a crush on. He had come to see the show with his family, and his father was a good friend of my dad. As I was about to get into my car outside the theater, Bella quickly approached me.
I didn't see you on my birthday. Was everything okay?
Hearing him asking so, I felt really happy. I was just really tired that day, so I couldn't make it. I'm sorry.
Still feeling tired?
No, I feel great now. What do you think of today's performance?
It was inspiring and amazing. When they tour next year, do you want to go see them again with me?
I nodded in agreement and smiled happily. After watching Shen Yun's performance, I have gained a deeper understanding of truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. Shen Yun is dedicated to restoring authentic traditional culture, something that noble families like ours also strive to uphold and live by. My personality has undergone significant changes. I've become elegant and feminine, embodying the traditional noble qualities of a woman that my father hoped for. I've learned to consider others, shedding my previous selfishness and arrogance. Now, I always offer a warm smile to everyone, and my heart is kind and peaceful. Bella sometimes visits my house. He started to take an interest in me and wants to pursue a relationship. Even though I deeply love him, I still act reserved and a bit haughty around him. Despite this, he continues to appreciate and protect me more each day. Perhaps his love for me isn't just because of my appearance, but because he values my virtues and kind heart. Ultimately, these qualities are crucial for earning love and respect from others.